Hi everyone, good evening. So we are here today to discuss the investigations for a healthy heart. So all of you know that 29 September is celebrated as World Heart Day and we all require a healthy heart. The motto of World Heart Day is use heart to connect broken hearts, especially in these times of pandemic where people who suffered from cardiovascular diseases or heart diseases could not go to medical facilities because of the pandemic. We all connected online and tried to help them in some ways or the others. But since we are all a young population, we should know what to do to have a healthy heart. And then we'll take up your questions. So for a healthy heart, the most important thing that's also told in a movie and a book is eat, pray and love. So at least eat. Eat better, eat healthy, do not eat junk food. Pray if you wish to. Love everybody, do not hate anybody and be happy. The other most important points is no smoking at all and exercise regularly. Everybody has become very sedentary in life, including me. I also sit for a lot of time. My exercising capacity is there, but I do not utilize it. We all should exercise. We all should at least walk. So eat properly, eat healthy, pray and love. At least love. If you cannot pray, love everybody, do not hate anybody. Exercise regularly, no smoking at all. And the other important thing is smile, laugh, take part in extracurricular activities. If you are stressed, just scribble it down, write it down. Do not take stress at all for any reasons. Now coming to the investigations that are there in World Heart Day. So the investigations for a healthy heart, we all are young and we all can take care of ourselves. So what are the investigations that we need to check regularly for a healthy heart? Monitor your weight. Your weight should be within limits according to your height. So weight should be good within the limits according to your height. Especially monitor your waist circumference over here. So monitor your waist circumference. The waist circumference should not increase. Second, monitor your blood pressure. Monitor your blood pressure regularly. The blood pressure should not come up. So these two things you can do. Weight you can check at home. Blood pressure you can have a monitor at home and check it regularly. The other important thing that you have to do is check for your blood glucose levels. Why now we discuss blood glucose levels? Because in India, that is, a lot of people have diabetes. Our family history has diabetes. People who are elder to us have diabetes, and it is noted in many of the cases that people who have diabetes have a little heart problem and it is diagnosed very late. So at least get yourself check for sugar levels. If you have a habit of eating a lot of sweets and there is a family history of diabetes, so please check for sugar levels. Next, coming to the most important, that is lipid profile. Lipids means fat. So fat and lipids you have to check. So what will you check in lipid profile? You'll check the cholesterol, triglycerides, high density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein and very low density lipoprotein. So cholesterol should be within limits. Triglyceride is the one that tells you the amount of food that you have eaten is proper or not. So if the triglyceride level increases a lot, this means your dietary modifications are required. You need to have changes in your lifestyle and your diet, and this it will be helpful. High density lipoprotein means it should be high and it is a good lipid. Low density lipoprotein, low, means it should be low and it is a bad lipid. And very low density lipoprotein means it should be very low and it is very, very bad lipid. So you should take care of your lipid profile. Especially now, it has been told that anybody who is about 26 years, that's my personal opinion, because I've seen people that we have become very, very sedentary, we do not exercise. So especially anybody who is about 26 years should get their lipid profiles checked. And if it is running in your families, get it checked from the age of 20 only. Okay. Next, coming to the other important marker is homocysteine. Now, homocysteine is a very, a very dicey marker. People will tell you homocysteine is an independent risk factor of cardiovascular or coronary artery disease. मतलब अगर homocysteine level increase होता है तो आपके artery में कुछ चिपक जाता है. Suppose it's an artery, so the lipid will come and stick over here, the lipid will come and stick over here. After few days, the lipid patch will become so big. After few days, the lipid patch will become so big. After few days, the lipid patch will become this big. So you cannot see my eye at all. How will the blood flow through this vessel? So that is how, suppose this is a small artery, this was the lipid patch. Lipid means fat. वो कहते हैं ना, फैट चिपक जाता है आपके आर्टरी के अंदर और ब्लड नहीं जा रहा है. तो ये आर्टरी के अंदर थोड़ा सा फैट चिपक गया. That is, there is a little amount of fat or lipid in the artery. Then it accumulates day by day, it's accumulating. And now the entire pipe or the entire vessel is clogged. The blood cannot flow through this. So homocysteine is an independent marker of the cardiovascular coronary artery disease. इसमें एक catch है. There is one catch in this. What? The homocysteine levels increases. People say that there is coronary artery disease. But what is the problem in this? If you remember biochemistry and if you remember the metabolism, the answer is very easy. Vitamin B12 metabolism and homocysteine has some correlation. There's a big cycle. You will remember that there is one reaction where vitamin B12 and homocysteine are coming together. So, if vitamin B12 is reduced, homocysteine will also increase. So, homocysteine increases in two cases, in deficiency of vitamin B12 and also in coronary artery disease. So, if you want to be very sure that this coronary artery disease, also get your vitamin B12 checked. That is the catch over here. The other one is HSCRP. In COVID times, everybody has understood that there is a CRP, there is a CRP, there is a CRP. That is a C-reactive protein which tells you that infection and inflammation is going on. But there is an HSCRP, that is high sensitivity C-reactive protein. So this is again a marker for cardiovascular diseases, and if HSCRP increases, this means there is some risk to your heart and your heart is under problem. So these stories, these investigations that we dealt with, that is the lipid profile, the blood sugars, the homocysteine, the HSCRP that we dealt with now is the story before any heart condition arises. Now suppose there's a chest pain, you're getting some chest pain. The chest pain, how? Yes, there's a chest pain, the chest pain radiates to the neck, to the jaw, behind the ears, it radiates to the shoulder, it goes towards the left shoulder, the left hand. So if there's a chest pain that radiates also, or if there's some slight discomfort in the chest, now what investigations will you do? That is the question. So now you have to be very proactive and you have to see whether the condition is an actual problem in heart or there is no problem in heart. Now you have to be too specific. So what can be the problem in heart? In heart there can be two problems. One, suppose this is my heart. So obviously the heart is the size of the fist only. Okay. So suppose this is my heart. And here this is the patch which is different, this is all my skin color and this is some slightly different color. So this patch here has not got the blood. So this patch is where the part of the cardiac tissue or the heart is dying. So this part is dying, only this, rest all is getting the blood, only this part is dying, and this is called as myocardial infarction. Infarct means a part which does not get blood. So this patch is not getting blood, so this is infarcted. Because this is heart, it is also called as myocardium, it is called as myocardial infarction. Okay. So now in myocardial infarction, the heart is pumping slightly but this part is not getting the blood, and that is why it is called as myocardial infarction. On the contrary, suppose this is my normal heart. The heart is the size of the fist that I told you, and it looks also somewhat like this, not what we draw actually in the books. So if this is the heart and this is normally pumping like this, okay, it continuously beats. You all know that it continuously beats. But suppose if this heart is continuously beating and at a point it stops pumping at the rate at which it was pumping. So now you see my movement has decreased. It has not stopped, but it cannot pump the way it was pumping. So what is the problem if it cannot pump the way it was pumping? See, the thing is that when it pumps, it gives the blood to the other organs of the body. If it is pumping properly, it is giving blood to the other organs of the body. If it is not pumping properly, it is not giving blood to the other parts of the body. Okay. So other parts will not receive the blood properly. And this means the heart failed in doing its function. Heart's function is to pump the blood to the other organs. So heart failed in doing its function. So this is called as heart failure. So there are two conditions in the heart. The one can be myocardial infarction, or that is called as a heart attack. The other is called as the heart failure or the congestive cardiac failure. Now, if you want to know what is the problem, whether it is a myocardial infarction or whether it is a congestive cardiac failure, you need to check certain blood tests. Obviously, when the patient comes to you, you check the blood test and also you take him for ECG, echo. That is true. ECG is also to be done. ECG will be the primary investigation that will be done. Also, the blood will be taken and the blood investigations will be done. So, for myocardial infarction, which will be the most important investigation, if somebody can write it down, I'll be very happy. You all have an idea of the investigation that I'm talking about. It starts with T. So here I'm talking about troponins. So the first investigation that you have to check is whether it's a myocardial infarction. That I told that yes, Yash is correct. It's troponin. So the myocardial infarction that I told, suppose there's a patch which is not getting the blood supply. So the infarct, it will be checked by troponin. So troponin can be 2. They can be troponin I. They can be troponin T. The other that you can check is creatinine kinase. Creatinine kinase can be creatinine kinase total. It can be creatinine kinase. This very specific isoenzyme MB. So that is CKMB that you can check. For heart failure, so when I told that the heart stops pumping it properly, the heart fails to pump properly, fails to give blood to the other organs, what will be the investigation that you will look forward to for heart failure? It starts with B. Its full form is like brain something, but it is not secreted from the brain. So that is the investigation that you have to check. So that is BNP. So you have to check two investigations. One is BNP, one is NT-proBNP. So BNP is B-type natriuretic peptide and NT-proBNP is N-terminal proBNP. So these two investigations tell you whether it's a heart failure or not. Yes, I am Jeevan Jain has written TMT. So here we are telling you about the blood test when the patient comes to you. So when the patient comes to you with chest discomfort and he is not able to understand anything, do anything, and he is in so much of discomfort, you will not do a TMT. You will order an ECG, you will do blood investigations, and you will do other radiographic investigations to know that. And we are open for questions now, and we'll take it up as and when you post. I have got a request for somebody to be in the video, so let's check. Yeah, you can give a request if you want to be in the video and ask certain questions. I was also asked one question: what is difference between Yeah, you want to ask any question? Hello. So I was asked one question, that what is the difference between a stroke and a myocardial infarction? So stroke is when the blood supply is totally stopped. Generally, it's a brain stroke. And myocardial infarction, as I explained, that there is a patch in the heart which does not get the blood supply, and that is why it's getting infarcted. And also, one question that I was asked in one of my DMs is, what is pre-hypertension? So, in cases like in today's era of, I call it as today's era of pizza and pastry, where everything is very easy for us to order on Zomato and Swiggy. We call for a pizza, we eat pastry, we do not exercise, we do not do anything. So our obesity level, we are very obese, we have very weight gain, and we do not exercise. So it is that condition that the our blood pressure sometimes increases, and we find out that our blood pressure is increased, but it is not that much increased that we would like to have drugs for it for medical treatment. With dietary modifications, lifestyle modifications, we can change it definitely, and we can come back to normal. So that is when you can come back to normal without drugs, is the level where you should take action. Anybody else who wants to ask any questions? So to summarize, as we discussed the World Heart Day, even at the place where I work, to summarize, I told, eat healthy, do not eat junk, stay healthy, do exercise. Though I am saying that do exercise, at least I also cannot do too much of exercise. At least a little bit of walking could be helpful. Eat healthy, stay healthy, smile regularly, smile a lot, laugh a lot, and do not smoke. And Sona Bores is telling SGPT, and I think she wants to tell that SGOT both increase. Actually, SGOT increases, SGPT do not increase. So the other enzymes that increase are SGOT and LDH. SGOT is the one which, being a liver enzyme, still increases in heart. And if anybody can give me the answer why, I'll be very happy for that. So why SGOT increases in heart though it's a liver enzyme? I'll be quite happy if somebody can tell me this. So the way we learn this, when does the important thing is that when what increases. So if suppose a person comes to you with a heart attack or a myocardial infarction, and you're monitoring the enzymes and the proteins, troponins are proteins. So you always remember the table of six. Like I tell my students to remember the table of six. 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, 6 4s are 24, 6 5s are 30, 6 6 are 36, and 6 sevens are 42, 6 eights are 48. So the troponins will increase from 6 hours to 18 hours. So 6, 12, 18. Sorry, the CKMB will increase from 6 hours to 18 hours. So it is increasing from 6 hours to 18 hours. It is peaking at 24 hours, and it comes down at 48 hours. That was why the table of 6 is very important. So it increases from 6 to 18 hours. It peaks at 24 hours, comes down at 48 hours. Now, at 48 hours, that is the second day, SGOT increases. Also, LDH increases. Okay. So, the good point about CKMB is, if a person gets an infarction again, so suppose there was one infarct that we discovered. So this was the heart, there was one infarction that was discovered. And suppose after a few days, there's a second infarction that this person gets. So only CKMB will catch it. Why? Because CKMB was coming back to normal at 48 hours. So again, if there is an infarction, the rise of CKMB will tell that there is a reinfarction. That is the most important point to remember. Because SGOT is already increasing at the second day. How to diagnose heart attack and its symptoms explain. The symptoms for heart attack is either you have got it, either there's a chest pain. It starts from your chest discomfort. It is a very crushing, a very squeezing chest pain. Sometimes people feel a lot of heavy load over here. This pain radiates to the jaw, to the neck, behind the ears, the shoulder, the left shoulder, sometimes even the right hand, the right shoulder. There's a lot of confusion, sweating. The person sometimes does not understand what is going on. That is it. But some heart attacks are very silent. There is no symptom at all. That is where you have to be more proactive in understanding it. And how to diagnose heart attack? Heart attacks are diagnosed mostly on radiographic investigations. By radiographic investigations, I mean the first preliminary investigation. Whenever you go to the casualty or to the emergency or to the EMS, the first thing they do is they take a ECG. Then the second thing they do is they take a blood sample, and then they send the investigations. So the ECG with the investigations, that is the troponins, that is the troponin T and the troponin I, CKMB and SGOT in some cases, and LDH will tell us that it is a heart attack. The silent heart attack is a little difficult to understand. That is more important. And on a personal account, I have seen many patients who have no complaints, a good lipid profile, good health, with a proper weight, everything proper. Just a little breathlessness here and there, here and there. That's it. But high levels of diabetes. So, seen such cases also. So, even if there's a little amount of breathlessness, do not ignore it. A little amount of breathlessness on doing some activity that is too much is okay. But a normal breathlessness on doing some normal activity, which at your age should not be there, then you should get alarmed. Welcome Sona Bores and welcome Aditya. Any other questions, please let me know. So we'll conclude the session, and I always tell, do whatever that makes you happy. If a small coffee makes you happy, have it. If eating a candy floss makes you happy, do it. If playing with your child or playing with the neighboring kids makes you happy, do it. Just do everything that makes you happy. Live well, live healthy, and do not break anyone's heart. The motto of World Heart Day is use heart to connect broken hearts. Everybody be happy. Sona Baraz, you still have something to be in the video? Just. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Good. You're from which place?
Shirdi.
Shirdi.
Yes, ma'am.
How? Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I hope you're doing well and there is not much of rain over there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sure. We'll conclude the session. I hope everything is fine. Everybody take care of your heart, take care of everyone else's heart. Stay safe. Good day.